Our local communities have been working to prepare for this influx of visitors, but there's no way around the fact that there will be incredibly heavy traffic and very large crowds. Consequently, some government services will be, let's say, stressed. But this time, I made a decision not to yet activate the Ohio National Guard. General Harris will talk a little bit about that. He has worked it out, so some training exercises are occurring this weekend, and they certainly will be prepared and will monitor the situation. And if we need the Guard to come in, we certainly will be able to do that. They are ready. I've asked General Harris, as I said, to be on standby, to activate at a moment's notice if a situation occurs where the Guard is needed to help with things like traffic congestion. I am announcing, however, that we are activating the Emergency Operations Center beginning on Sunday, running at least through Tuesday. In this room we're now in, it will be staffed by representatives from a number of state agencies. The Emergency Management Agency, of course, the Ohio Department of Transportation, Ohio Department of Natural Resources, the Ohio Department of Health, the State Fire Marshal's Office, the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services, the Ohio Department of Administrative Services, Environmental Protection Agency, and, of course, the Ohio State Highway Patrol. These agencies will be available to support local communities with whatever emergency support they might need. Teams here will monitor traffic in real time, and Director Marchbanks will tell you a little bit about that, and we'll be in regular contact with local officials. This also puts all these agencies in one place, which is the idea, so they can talk not only to local officials, but they can talk to each other. If community needs any support, those here will be the ones to call. Those here will be ready to immediately organize resources and offer other assistance. Again, this is simply a precaution, but we think it's smart to be ready. We're hoping that the planning for the eclipse will ensure that everyone has a great day. The planning included talking with states that experienced the last total eclipse in 2017, such as Kentucky and Tennessee. We wanted to learn from them what their experiences were and what, frankly, they wished maybe they had done differently. In response, we've taken specific steps to attempt to ease traffic congestion after the eclipse is over. There are also plans in place to support first responders in the most crowded communities if necessary. But we also need the cooperation of everyone traveling to the path of totality from other parts of the state and around the country. We've been encouraging everyone to plan ahead, get there early, stay late, and as EMA Director Sima says, bring your patients with you. Pack your patients. One of the things that we have seen in other states, and we would expect, is the most crowded situation will be immediately after the eclipse is over, and then everyone wants to go home, and so that is where we expect to see the most traffic. Again, this is an event that simply needs to be managed the best way that we can with the influx, rather dramatic influx of people that we expect. So we are prepared for that, and we certainly are monitoring that. I think the two dangers that people need to worry about particularly are traffic related. Again, people are going to have to be patient, take their time, and expect very, very heavy traffic. I think the other one, of course, is everyone has heard the warnings about looking directly at the sun. Everyone's heard the warnings about having the right glasses. Again, that would be the second area of danger, I think, for people. So we think it's going to be a good weekend and good Monday. But again, we are ready.